Hello, this is Lucinda with Last Garden Standing, and what I'm going to do today is my tomatoes. We are approaching the end of the season, and so I'm getting ready to pull them, and they're getting so they don't produce as much, not turning red as fast, so I definitely want to do my tomatoes before it finishes. The things that I've done, this is my tomatoes, and what I have done is rotate them periodically throughout each year. Last year they were over here, the year before that they were over there. So that is one key thing that I want to tell you that I have done to make these wonderful crop. Also, I use the Epsom salt on my tomatoes too, on my blooms. Watch my pepper video. It's peppers of all kinds, and I explain the Epsom salts a lot better. It makes the fruit much more plentiful. Also, I have used that actually for periodically too, and I've also fertilized with natural organic material only. So I just want to tell you about that. Now we're going to we're going to pick some tomatoes from each plant, and we're going to cut them open, and I'm going to explain the differences. All right, so what we're going to do is pick some, because my tomatoes, I actually planted them for actually slicers or table tomatoes, sauces, salsas, and salads. So we're going to show some of the differences. And I'm going to just start picking those right now. Here's some. Just cut them open, because let me tell you, the difference is a table or a slicer, you want it to be really meaty and solid, not so much juice. As far as the salsas, you want it more juicy tomato. And as far as the salads, we have some little tomatoes. We have the yellow pear tomato, and then we have the cherry 100. And that one is definitely those two are good for the salads, and we're going to pick them here so you can see the difference. Let me see here. Okay, here's some of the ones. And like this is the salad ones. Those are the yellow pear ones. These are the cherry 100. This plant actually probably did produce 100 little cherries, tomatoes, and that's why it got its name. We have Celebrity, which is a medium tomato. See how all that meat in there, right in here? It is kind of juicy, but it's real meaty, so that's really good. We have the big boy. That's real meaty. That's even more meaty than the Celebrity. We have an Early Girl right here. That's pretty meaty, but it's also pretty juicy. That could be used for either one, either salsa, table, slicers, or even sauces. You want the meaty ones for sauces too, and paste, tomato paste. And let's see what else we have here. Let's see what this one looks like. That one looks meaty too. They all do, but see how many seeds are in this one? This is probably a good juicer and a canner. Here's the little pear ones for salads, and the cherry 100s. And this is our Cherokee. I want to talk a little bit about it. It's kind of a ruby red or a purple actually, and it is meaty, but it's also juicy too. Now that plant only produces so many. It doesn't produce a lot of fruit, but it's very sweet. It also has splits in it, but I have some other breeds that are split resistant. So I did do this as an experiment. Perhaps I'll do it again next year. But the Cherokee's pretty on your table or in your salads, either one. So there's that one. And then we have the Celebrity, which is meaty, that we talked about. And they are actually split resistant, and so is the big boy and the better boy right here. We have a breed that's called the Stripey, which it hasn't really striped out much, but if this was a little bit more done and ripened, it would have stripes. It's called a stripey. So I'm sorry, this is the only one that I have on it because it doesn't produce a lot of fruit either, just like the Celebrity. So we have that, and then we have the Early Girl. I love the Early Girl. That's the one that you get first. It produces in 50 days versus the other ones in about 70 or more. So I always plant an Early Girl and have tomatoes on the table way before anybody else usually. Another one right here is my patio one. It gets about 2 to 3 feet tall only. It's strictly bred for containers and small gardens. So if you're in an apartment, this is the one to have. I have gotten tons of tomatoes on that. Here is a bunch of red ones now. They're not like a cherry tomato, a salad, they're small, just like this. But they're still good. You can use them for slicing, sauces, salads, and even salt, you know, anything, salsas or anything. Here's some green ones still, so it's still going, and I still have little buds. So this will probably go last. I probably won't even break that down to the very end. And what I have now is some tips and tricks. It's at the end of the season, so what I want to do is just pick everything at the very end. You know, it won't be for a couple, 3 months because I'm still producing red tomatoes. Well, more like in October, first part. So we're approaching that. But what I want to do at the end of the season, and I always do, is just can them. That way there is absolutely no waste. You pick everything, the red ones and the green ones. Pick everything you can off the vine. And what you do is you put them in a cellar. You put them in the garage on a shelf if it's dark. At the bottom of your cupboard if it's dark. What I do is put them in a box like these. I've already picked some to show you. And what they do is they ripen evenly, and then you can can them all. Now don't be afraid if they're not all real red, because they actually turn red in the jar on the shelf too. But you want most of them red, at least dark orange going into red. Also, I grow my own oregano, and I grow my own garlic, and I add those with a little bit of salt, or you can go the sugar way too. Sugar actually helps the acid, so it isn't so acidy. So either way you like it, either you like your tomatoes sweet or you like them salty. I do that right in the can. And I probably will do a video this winter after all my tomatoes turn red in my box. And I'll show you a little bit about the canning process this winter. This is Last Garden Standing. Please like, share, give me some suggestions and comment, and please subscribe. I've got more to come. Thank you.